Orondaam, welcome Tech Trends.
Thank you, CFA, for having us.
Can you explain why STEM is important for the country today?
Firstly, I think every developed nation or every developing nation understands the importance of science, technology, engineering, and maths. Science practically involves everything we do around our world, from the solar systems, the planetary bodies, to, the underwater bodies. Everything involves science. Technology involves everything around us, from the bridges to the roads to the technology you have, the cameras and all of that. Mathematics, all careers have a bit of mathematics in it. And engineering practically, covers all the innovations around the world and around our communities. And so it's important for us to realize that without science, without STEM, there's really no much development that can happen in any part of the world, and especially in developing nations like ours. And it's important for countries like ours to realize that with STEM, we could become we could become more developed. Our nations could be, it could affect our economy positively. It could build our children to be more economically stable and their families. And for us, we understand the importance of this. We understand that most of our children come from communities where they are naturally in a creative environment. They have lots of resources around their communities. Most times we could see these resources as waste, but you find them being very creative with all the little they have. And so we realize that if we give them the opportunities that most of the children who are in most of the developed parts of the world have, it's going to help them build their confidence and also give them an opportunity to be, more inclined in the science, technology, engineering, and mathematical, careers.
Now, some studies have shown that kids are more tuned to doing the arts and social sciences. What do you think about that?
I think these are real facts. And even right here in Nigeria, you realize that lots of children these days are more interested in entertainment. And that's because of how much social media has promoted most of these fields. The role models these days are youngsters who are making lots of millions, by performing 3 minutes on a stage. Kids watch the movies every day, and these are, they see young people and people who we call celebrities who are in the art fields. And you find out that someone who had studied physics for years or chemistry and just found out, some innovation around, biology really doesn't get the much celebration or recognition that is due. So naturally, you find young children wanting to have that influence and wanting to tend to the arts. I think that's why it's very important for us as a nation to realize that, understanding firstly that STEM is the way to go. With STEM, the economy grows rapidly. Our GDPs will triple, faster than even entertainment. And it's important for us to ensure that our kids have the right opportunities. We have lots of challenges around health. It's only with science and technology and most of the innovations that we can get new vaccines that can help protect most of most of the population. We have issues around constructions. We have projects around constructions, and we realize that without engineering, we can't have most of these roads effectively constructed. We can have most of the bridges effectively constructed. Without technology and innovation, businesses would still be, slowly run. But with technology, with innovations, most enterprises, especially startups, have access to lots of, technology, lots of, platforms to boost their sales, to communicate, to exchange, to promote what businesses they have. So I think it's important for us to make young people understand the importance of STEM and ensure that we can give them opportunities where they can access these opportunities.
Asia seems to be one continent that has gotten the teaching and development of STEM right. What can we learn from them? Most
of these countries they export most of our technology. There's no gadget within your home that isn't coming from one Asia country or the other. And so it's very important to understand that, practically STEM comes from most of this, or STEM is highly promoted in most of these countries. And I think one of the key things they understood was setting a vision for the future of their nations, and making sure that they could work on a long-term plan for their economy.